So this is the euro dollar analysis for Monday, the 5th of February. Now, let's have a look what I've been pricing. Where prices may likely go. So, what we're seeing here on the euro dollar is after having the test over here on our left on the 25th of Jan, we've had a brief pullback down towards this 23.62. We've had price oscillate come down towards the 23.62, found support again. Had a retest of 24.50, the 400 period moving average on the weekly time frame. Had a brief pullback for another test of the 125 level. Now, in and around this 125, it's likely a psychological number on euro dollar. We have seen weakness coming on two occasions now. A brief sell-off down to support. Now, interestingly enough, we have here the 200 period moving average marked out here in blue. Came pretty close to a test there. Came pretty close again, and we've actually had a test there. So we have a, what do they call this, ascending support here, developing on, it's not exactly the 200 period moving average, but we do have, let's just see if I can get a array. Just bear with me a second here on the old euro dollar. So if we were to use this as our low, and if we were to use the array, and all we're going to do is, there we are, and let's just change our color to a green. Let's try a different color. There we are there. So as you can see, within this pink line here, we do have, it does appear that we have some ascending support on the euro dollar. So prices have been somewhat trending upwards towards this 125. Now, as we have held this resistance on a few occasions, likely a psychological number, if we do break down, possibly say beneath this ascending support, possibly looking for price head down towards this 23.62, it's going to be somewhat kind of trend. A breakdown from which we're looking for a move towards the 400 period moving average marked out here in black, below which we're looking for the 22.7, and beyond there we're looking for 22.23. Overall, we are expecting prices to head to the upside. So if we do get this break of this 125, possibly needing a bit of momentum to come back into this market, we have gapped down, which is, we have not gapped down by much, which is somewhat a bit of a bearish sign, but we do have the 200 period moving average pretty close by. A break of this 125, we are looking for price head up towards the 126.76 level. That's the next major level that we are looking at on the euro dollar. It is quite far away, 176 pips. So we'll see how prices react towards, say, the 126 and 126.50 before looking up to 126.76. And again, to the downside, we've pretty much identified levels that we are looking at if we do see this break of this ascending support here on euro dollar. And yeah, with that said, I think that pretty much wraps up everything for the hourly chart. So we will have a big picture look on the euro dollar, see how it is developing. So we'll start with the monthly. And let's just get scale on here correct. So as we can see here on the monthly charts on euro dollar, we've come down into this area here. We found support. We've had a strong move upwards. We've had a brief pullback, and then we've seen this strong move upwards again. Now we are up into the 200 period moving average here on the monthly time frame. 200 period moving average currently sitting at 124.50 here on the monthly time frame. So we'll see how prices do up from here, if we can hold back above this 124.50 and this 125 before looking for price to head ultimately up towards that 128 level on the euro dollar. Now let's just have a look at the weekly time frame. So on this weekly time frame, it's much easier to see where we've come down, found support. We've had a gap up. We've not filled the gap after the French elections. We've had a strong move upwards, a brief pullback down beneath the 200 period moving average. Brief move up, pullback, and strong continuation up towards this 125 where we are. We do appear at present to be finding some resistance. So we'll see whether prices oscillate or we have a brief pullback before we do break this 125 and head towards that 128.87. Again, we were mentioning the fact that we do have the 400 period close by. 400 period moving average currently sitting at 124.56. And before we wrap up here, we'll head down towards the daily chart. Down on the daily chart, you can see here we've had some resistance there before we had a brief pullback. We've had a move upwards ever since then. We've had a move upwards, pullback. We just had pullbacks, bull flag formations. Now we've come up towards this 125. So we've had a first initial touch and a pullback. We've had a strong momentum into 125, but we are seeing some sell side momentum come back in. So if we can stay above, say, this 122.87 and for an extended period, possibly looking for a break of that 125. And with that said, that pretty much wraps up the euro dollar analysis. Thanks for watching.